there need to be, from the point of view of the manufacturers, viable alternatives to animal testing developed. And the specialist advice that I receive constantly at the moment is there are no such viable alternatives on the horizon.
If there's no means to prove that something is low risk within the rules that you have set, this is prohibition by stealth, isn't it?
No, it's not, because whether it be psychoactive substances or cosmetics or ultimately pharmaceuticals, it's pretty clear now that animal testing is on the way out. The advice that I've received is that the under-the-radar aspect of the problem with regard to the synthetics is pretty minimal. There has been some transitioning, but again, our methamphetamine use is down considerably on what it was 4 or 5 years ago as a result of our methamphetamine strategy.
So we are working with leading academics around the world to develop alternatives to the more dangerous drugs, your methamphetamine, alcohol, heroin, the really dangerous drugs, as well as sociabilizers and drugs which people can take just to switch out of work mode and into play mode for the weekend, which is safer than alcohol, which kills 2 to 3 Kiwis every day. I will only license my products to clinics. I'm going to set up not-for-profit clinics where someone walks in the door and they talk to a clinician who will assess whether they are in a space where they're addicted to alcohol or some other drug, whether they're problem use or responsible use. If they're a responsible user, they get given a product.
That seems to be a contradiction, doesn't it? Because if this thing is perfectly safe, as you tell me it's going to be, why do you need a clinician to dispense it if it's perfectly safe? Shouldn't you be able to buy it off the shelf in a supermarket?
That's a really good question, and what it comes down to is it comes down to the individual. You probably know people who can use the toxic, lethal drug alcohol in a responsible manner, and you probably also know people who are in trouble with it. And so what we're saying is let's have a clinician there when you're going to purchase your drug, whether it's alcohol or something else, who can say, you've been in here 2-3 days in a row now, Lisa. Why don't we talk about what's going on in your life? Have you had a relationship breakdown? Has someone died nearby? And if you're just on the verge of moving into problem usage, then let's have you there in relationship with a treatment professional who can put you on a better path. If people want to invest in what we're doing, in the safety testing, then not only are you investing in a better future, but also we will give your money back when the product hits the market.
So you're basically saying give a little to get high?